Okay, lateral communications normally take place among members of the same work groups, among members of the work group at the same level, or among managers at the same level, or among any horizontally equivalent personnel. So basically, what is meant here is the communications on the same lines, or if it is belong to the work group, on the same work groups, if it is referring to the manager of the same level of the manager, or the relationships in terms of communications is horizontal. So what is meant by horizontal is this line. It's just like a horizontal lines, not vertical lines. So downwards and upward communication is on the vertical lines. That means from top to bottom or from bottom to top. But lateral communication is horizontal line. That's mean from the same line or from the same level of hierarchy. For example, if manager belong to the manager line, communication belong to the managers. If employees belong to the same lines as employees, others employees. So lateral communications often are necessarily to save the time. So lateral communications, the purpose is to save the line, to save the time, to facilitate coordinations. It also can be formally sanctions, can create dysfunctional conflicts because people from the same level, from the same authority, if they have communications, they tend to have to involve in the conflicts because they are in the same level. So if from top to bottoms, normally the top one or the superior will have more power. So normally the employees at the lower level will just receive the informations, or from lower level to the higher ups communications, like in upward communications, normally the manager will just listen. Maybe they will not do anything. They will not do they will not react to this, to the communications when it is upper level or downwards communications. Normally is just order from the superior to the employees, from upward communication, normally from feedback from employees to their superior or supervisor. Lateral communication is a same line communication, so we can expect this kind of communication, lateral communications. People engage in this kind of communication will face some conflict or dysfunctional conflicts. So when the formal vertical channel are breached, that's mean vertical. When we talk about vertical, we talk like higher ups, or from top to down, that's a vertical channel up reach. Or when member go above or around in superior, that's mean if those below then the manager go above surpass the superior, there will be some problems, or when bosses found out that the actions has been taken or decision made without their knowledge. So what we talks about these conflicts is referring to vertical channel. If there are some reaching in the vertical channel, that's mean from upward communication and downward communications will create, especially of the same level, we create some dysfunctional conflicts mentioned here. When the formal vertical channel are breached, there will be some dysfunctional conflicts. So moving next to three common small group network. You can see this is a three common small group network: change, will, and all change. So these also parts of the communications. So formal organization network can be complicated, including hundreds of people and half dozens or more hierarchical levels. To simplify, we are condense this network into three common small groups networks of 5 people each. So this is change, this is will, this is all channel. So this change rigidly follow the formal chain commands. This is very rigid. So you can see the interaction is just from here to here, but this one cannot interact with these ones. And the will relies on the central figure, as you can see here, rely on this central figure to act as the conduits for all communications. stimulate the communication network, you will find on the team with a strong leader. So in the team, when they have strong leaders, normally this kind of communication group inform of will more obvious. It is more often, so the all channel network, that's mean all channel network, permit group members to actively communicate. So as you can see, the communication between the members in all channel groups is randomly, they are communicating with each anyone in the groups. So it's normally common in a self-managed team. So self-managed team, when the managers is has very limited power, or when if in fully managed teams, only members take responsibility without any leaders or when any managers. So group members are free to contribute, and no one takes on the leadership role. So these are actually no one have the leadership role in this group. This one is leader has a very strong power. Chain is kind of very rigid kind of interaction. So this is actually the three common small group network. So in terms of criteria, in terms of speed, whether it is fast between these small groups, in terms of accuracy, emergence of leader, member satisfaction, you can see that's in terms of speed, this network will and all channel are quite fast. Accuracy, all channel are quite moderate. Emergence of leader, you can see network will is very high. Of course, here the focus on the leader. And the member satisfactions, all channel is has high satisfaction because everyone all members participate and interacts. This one focusing rigidly, but at least the members is not really dominated by the leader. This one is more dominated by the leader. So you can see is high satisfactions for all groups, and chains receive the moderate satisfaction. So here I already mentioned here, the exhibit leads to the conclusion that no single network will be best for all occasions. So it depends on the occasions. So the informal communication network in the groups or organization is called group. Sometimes in the organizations, sometimes the employees listen to the communications or to the information they receive. The information is not formal coming from the managers, but coming from maybe coming from the colleague or coming from the other managers, but it's not really formal. So the informal communication network in the organizations or in the group is called grapevine. So grapevine give managers a feel for the moral of their organizations. They identify issues employee consider important, and also help to tap into employees' anxieties. Sometimes managers want to understand how the manager feels. They can get the information through informal network or communication network, either from colleagues, from friends, from the boss, because sometimes they wouldn't share the informations or their feeling indirectly or directly through formal network. So grapevine actually can serve employee needs because they can provide some information through small talks with friends or with the managers. So small talks create a sense of closeness and friendships among those who share the information. Although research suggests that it does so at the expense of the outgroups. So what is meant here? Small talk happens among the employees or within the in-groups because they feel more comfortable with their own group, so they tend to show grapevine tend to show or tend to happens or occurs around in groups compared to out groups. Evidence also suggests that gossip is driven largely by employee social network that managers can study to learn more about how positive and negative information is flowing through their organizations. So gossip also happens because gossip is quite common among employees or among anyone in the organizations or anywhere. So gossip is considered can be spread through grapevines where employees share their information. Then if manager join this grapevine to receive the information about their employees, also can be importance for the managers to understand the employees feeling if they receive informations indirectly or through grapevine. So in the organizations, there are many gossips and rumors happen. Sometimes these gossip and rumors are incorrect. So the managers these are actually how to deal with the gossip and rumors in the organizations. So before you share the informations, try to uh, try to check some information can be shared, some information cannot be shared. Where there is good formal communication with much information, there is no needs for rumors. People say that if the formal channel are quite good, very clear, that sent from top to a level of employees. So if there is a clear communications from upper level to a lower level, that's mean downwards communications, so no need to have a rumors because they already clear. Normally rumors happens if the employees are not clear about certain things, certain informations. So it is important also. Second one is to explain as manager discuss what if the manager didn't explain to the employees how they want to know about the information, the correct information. So it is important for the manager to explain what's actually going on, as well as a plan going forward and so on. And also to respond to the rumors non-committally when and verify whether it is true or wrong. So try to gather all sided of the stories, because if just explain about the one side of the story, employees or maybe do not want to listen, because they consider that the organization try to conceal the informations that should be given to everyone among the employees. Also, to invite employees to discuss their concern, because rumors normally happen because they have some reservations regarding certain things. So managers should invite employees to discuss their concerns, ideas, suggestions, talks, and so on. This can actually help to frame their talks into more objective viewpoints. This is actually one of the reasons to avoid gossip and rumors in the organizations. Okay, oral communication